Hey y'all, we're at Waterloo Village here. I've never done a really definitive description of this site, right Ev? But I don't know if it can be really summarized all that easily. But Waterloo Village dates back quite a long ways. 1760s. William Allen and Joseph Turner, the same Allen and Turner that operated the Union Iron Works of Spruce Run, started an iron business over here, and the site of one of the mills down here was supposedly the site of the original furnace. At the time, the village was called Old Andover, and over here we have, this is the Peter D. Smith house over here, but that's a little later. So it was growing very slowly around the iron industry with Allen and Turner, and then other players that were involved in ironworks everywhere were also involved. The ironmaster's house is right over here, also built in the 1760s, one of the oldest buildings in the village. In about 1802, the Smith family first came onto the scene here, and that's when it really started to grow. Peter D. Smith, beautiful building. He was the I believe third generation of Smiths to live in Waterloo Village, and his homestead here, quite beautiful, which is subject of a recent grant, was built in 1874. He and Seymour Smith House is now the office building over the other side. That was built in 1876. So there's the ironmaster's house just over beyond from about 1760. Over here, according to the late historian Kevin Wright, he told me that it was believed that the the original furnace was located at about the site of this mill building right here. So this village is known as a canal town, but as I said, it dated back to before that. The Mars Canal was completed through here in 1831. It was fully complete by about 1842 between Phillipsburg and Jersey City, and by that time the locks had been widened and the inclined planes had their Scotch turbines installed. This is a unique site because it incorporates not only the standard locks, but inclined plane and aqueduct. So if we take a little side trip over here, taking care of the washout with Ev's stroller here, right Ev? A little bumpy here. We can have a closer look at this. I already did another video from the other side showcasing the inclined plane, but this will offer us a bit of a different perspective on it. So the Smiths lived in Waterloo for generations, and they had the store and mills and were involved in all of that. What we're walking right here is Old Waterloo Valley Road. Now this was once a pony truss bridge, similar to most of them that crossed the Musconetcong. Here's where it used to stand, and it was destroyed by a quarry truck driver even before Interstate 80 was built. This used to be a through road, and then it was severed in the middle by Route 80. So now the modern version of the road goes around and comes out over at Mount Olive Station. And here we have the mule bridge. This was how the mules would come out of Mars Canal, lock number 3 west, which is just over there. You can see the top of a couple of footbridge trusses. And then there was slack water on the Musconetcong River. So the mules would walk across this bridge here, pull the boats, and over here too, that's the base of the inclined plane, which was plane number 4 west. There were 11 planes east of Lake Hopatcong and 12 east. So that's basically a portage railroad. Boats would be pulled into a cradle and then brought uphill. So a lot of great history right here. So when Route 80 was built, this road was truncated. Old Waterloo Road, which is the one that goes left to right over here, was also rerouted. It's okay, Ev. Here we go. You're okay. Waterloo Road was rerouted out to where it presently is, the paved road. And all major roads bypass the village. The Sussex branch of the Lackawanna Railroad used to go across the top of the inclined plane just over here, and there was a Waterloo station. But in 1901, they built another line that connected more directly to Neckong and Stanhope. So that was no longer needed as the major connection either, and the Waterloo station fell out of favor and was eventually abandoned for service there. So the Sussex branch, which is over to the west of us, was also sort of obsolete by the time of that, and then Route 80 was the last thing. And it was kind of just a derelict village for years until about 1968, when Percival Leach started the Waterloo Foundation for the Arts. The organization hosted many popular concerts that so many of us attended over the years. We're looking at the mill race over here, not the canal. Coming out of the mill, it's called a tail race. So he restored the village, sort of modeled after Colonial Williamsburg. And it was an amazing place that we used to take school trips to. I had a lot of great ones, plus plenty of trips with my grandfather. Here's a better view of the mule bridge and the bottom of the inclined plane. And here we look at the lock walls. And you see these recesses here, they're collapsing a bit at this point. But this is where the gates would open and close. Jumping a little bit around here when it comes to interpreting the history. And right here, the boats were coming up from the Delaware River level still at this point. They'd come into the lock, across the aqueduct here, and then here onto the into the lock. And here we're looking out where the boats were. Waterloo Valley Road crossed in the plain. So Percival Leach started this amazing thing. The tours were great, the concerts were great. There was something for everybody here. But that too came to its end in the 2000s, and the state took it over, and then it fell into a great disrepair. The good news is there's now grants coming to the village. Some of the Smith houses are the first that are getting renovated, and it's nice to see that it's being cared for, and there's things being done. There are proposals for restoration of the mule bridge, and there are plans for the inclined plane. So how far that goes, we'll see. But it's absolutely a beautiful site worth visiting. It has one of the most authentic preserved sections of the entire 102-mile Morris Canal. Starting right here at, this was the Smith's store. And here is the cleared towpath. The store was set up so that boats could be unloaded with the goods right into the lower level of the store. So it's absolutely a fantastic site. To give an idea of what it was like for the canalers towing the boats through here. mock-up of canal boats here. So if you're on the other side, you see the profile of boats and the tow ropes and mule profiles over here. So there's a real quick history of Waterloo Village. Highly recommend visiting it. Beautiful place. Ev, would you like to say goodbye to everybody? Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.